What up YouTube, your boy Mr. SS Gaming here. Today got a little video for you regarding the Australian airport. So as you can see, there's not really too much progress. I'm still on the marking out stage, which is taking forever because it's kind of an airport I've never really gone for before. The European, I'm now thinking of merging this in with the European holiday airport that I was thinking of, basing it around like a small Greek or Spanish island that has a few stands and a wide body. I did tell myself the whole time I wasn't going to do any wide body stuff, but before I just hit the bullet, the ramp was going to be big enough for it, so I thought I could fit it in. So annoyingly, you can probably only just about see all the markings. So get a bit closer, it might be a bit easier. So we can see the runway. I've done the little turning circle, the backtrack circle at the back. And then we have a wide body taxiway, which I've got my 3 significant aircraft on there. So we've got the smallest, which is, well, actually the smallest is the Saab. I don't know why I got the 717 out. I don't know why that's there. The 777 freighter is the primary one. So, and the Airbus A321. Those are the 2 main aircraft types as such. So the biggest narrow body is the 321 and the biggest wide body is the triple. So we can kind of fit everything around there. So the reason behind the wide body stand is predominantly for freight. So it's going to be based around 2 relatively small towns in Australia, but just outside one big town. The location is still, in fact, I'll get the location up on the computer just now. So if Oz location. Let me quickly get up on Google, maybe the easiest for me. And then I'm looking for this is proving harder than I expected. There we go. So, I'll put it here. So location wise, we're looking somewhere in this area down here. So we're in between the towns of Marion and and Mirani. So kind of proving to be an area of hotspot for them too. They're only tiny towns. They're just outside and Walkerstone, that's another town that was to supply, and Eton. So looking at maps anyway, the main city itself is Mackay, and Mackay does have an airport down here, which looks like by them 2 aircraft it's only of course only a small one. So we're kind of taking over some of the routes from Mackay, and they'll be coming out into here. So if we say we do a drive from, get some directions going from there, then the starting point of there. So it's only a half-hour drive out of the centre of Mackay. That'll be kind of the main takeover from Mackay as the main airport. So that will be what the links we have. So of course Qantas link, they're one. Virgin Australia, I'm still looking to get some narrow bodies from them. So Qantas link at the moment, the main supplier. We have the 717, the Fokker 100's on the way, of course a 320, and also Air New Zealand 321 Neo, got that one coming, so it's going to be direct links to Christchurch, because it's only, I think it's only about a 3-4 hour flight between the two, if that. So that's another main link. Then Rex, they operate just general domestic. I'll have to do some research on the routes for Rex, and also Alliance have a 717. So there's going to be quite a few airlines, and I'm looking to get some really 3D printed models of Toll, which are like a little cargo airline. So we'll get them going. That's pretty much it. Now I'm going to keep an eye out for Virgin Australia. So as I said, the main reason for this narrow body gate is purely for cargo, and then there might be the occasional other route as such. So I'll just show you how it operates. So the three stands. So the Wizz Air is in one, the JetBlue is in another, and I'm sure you'll get the gist once I put the Qantas in. So those are the three stands. They kind of go out a little bit diagonal. They are pushback stands, so the aircraft can't taxi out, which is something I was really trying to avoid, is pushback stands, but it looked very, just couldn't work out from the markings. And also turnaround stand, so the aircraft taxis itself out, seemed to take up a lot more room, which is kind of what I was avoiding. It's quite a small board. I don't really want to expand it, so it just wasn't something I was particularly going for. So these aircraft, it's all enough room to taxi behind, but it's yet small enough to keep them kind of compacted. So I'm very happy with how this kind of layout's working. Then moving on, if I don't know why I moved the wheels, I could probably have kept that there. So the other runway entrance is up for the 321s really, and also any other aircraft apart from the wide body. So the wide body stand is kind of like a bit of an oval. So if you remember my hold stand on my main airport, which is down there, if you see that little oval, that's kind of what I'm going for with this wide body stand, but it's probably a bit narrow. And to be honest, I don't know if the real aircraft would be able to do it, but it's a diorama. We'll see what happens. So that's so it would go like that. So it would taxi in through this wide body taxi route, come round, do a little 360, pop into there, stop up, then immediately chuck a left hand coming on the way out. Just still something I'm trying to play with really, because I'm not too sure on how the turning circle like the 777s and what are they actually are like, so it would be quite a hard turn for them to make. Although to be fair, for the 321s and stuff, they can make a very tight turn, and the outside of the wheel pretty much doesn't move; it just flips round. So I'm sure it would be achievable. But yeah, this stand is only for when the 777's on. No other aircraft can get through onto this taxiway. They'd have to only get onto that gate through this taxiway here. And the aircraft can still push back and stuff just fine, because they'll only end up about there, which gives plenty of room, and should be pretty much zero jet blast coming in from the departing aircraft. Apart from that, there's the kiddie. Tripping up stuff as per usual. So apart from that, I still haven't planned it in, which is why it's not painted yet. I've got some of the paint, but I haven't yet finished the planning, which is kind of annoying me. So I'm thinking of a roadway, a little, not a highway, just a normal generic road. So I'm relatively close to the airport, and then a bit of water, maybe. A bit of water, and in fact, I might make all of this area up here a bit of coastline. And then easy enough, just a little terminal, because it's only a small airport with only a massive terminal. A car park and just some random buildings, really. There's not really going to be too much on this board apart from just terminal buildings and odds and sods. It's going to be predominantly grass and very boring, really, from the outside, but I'm not too sure how. I do want to change it up a little bit, so I want a bit of interchangeable elements for if I do make it into a European airport. So, for example, what I'd probably do is maybe get some very thin balsa, mask off this whole area, kind of have interchangeable sceneries as such. So maybe for the Oz airport, I'd have no coastline, but just a road going down and then into the terminal, a little bit of extra bits, but not much at all, because it is a very sparse and countryside place. Whereas if I turned it into a Greek airport as such, I'd have more coastline, but also kind of, I don't know, something I've got to plan. This is probably one of the hardest airports I've ever actually had to design, because I've just kind of been winging it completely at all. For my main airport, it was kind of easy to design because I had a space. I knew what kind of aircraft I wanted. I knew what kind of layout I wanted because I didn't have the extra expansion board behind the terminal. I only had the little terminal board and the L shape already, so I knew it had to be an L terminal. So this is kind of tricky, which is probably why it's taking so long. Hopefully I will get it done soon, and I'll keep you guys updated, hopefully every week, with a bit of progress. But I think next week I can't promise anything. Hopefully we'll get a little bit done before I go back to work. I might even take it down, so when I'm off in the evenings, I've kind of got something to do, because it's a hard one to design. I'll say that. If I was to, as I was saying before, with the interchangeable bits, I might just get a bit of balsa wood, kind of have a second layer which I can just kind of pick and choose which scenery I want, which might be the easier way. Regarding this board, so this board I've got is a 6mm thick MDF. All of the other boards are probably about double the width, so 1.2mm thick MDF. Some are actually thicker than others, hence why this kind of background layer is all on it. So what I'm very much debating is scrapping these boards, but remaking the airport in 6mm fashion. That way it would make it a lot easier in this cupboard to start organising and potentially even, dare I say, expanding. Of course it's very early days, I've got August off, so just trying to think of stuff to do. But it'd also make the whole setup process a lot easier, because with all of these little supports, so the main board itself is in theory 3 individual bits of wood all planked up into one. So if I remove this It's a very tight fit, as you can tell. So by removing that, you can see some of the elements. So I originally cut out for another airport. I can't remember why I cut this little board out, but I did. I cut that board out and then chumped it onto from this board. So there is, in theory, on this airport, two gaps. So there's a split there, where these two combine. Then there's another split here, which you can't really see, or is it down here? I think it might be down here. You can see the split there. I don't know where it comes up there, but it's pretty much the exact, because it's the same bit. It's kind of like a jigsaw. But this board is 3 individual bits, and it's a bit of a pain. And you can definitely tell on the other side of the board where all the splits are, because it's now starting to crack and whatnot. So I'm in a big debate whether or not just scrap this board, remake the airport. I'll probably repaint it, make it all look exactly the same as this one. But it just means kind of going back to square one with all the drawings and everything, the whole construction of it going back a stage, which would be a little bit annoying. But as I said, I'm still not 100% sure what I want to do yet. It's only early days, but definitely have it in this 6mm fashion. This 6mm board, I thought I had to have it about 1mm thick to have it substantially strong enough. But this 6mm board really doesn't bend much at all. It does when I lean on it, but that's a hefty weight coming down on it. That's in the middle. Apart from that, once you put a few little supports in it, it won't bend at all and will be quite sturdy. So that's my debate at the moment. I'm still not too sure. I'm sure we'll find out in future updates. But it would mean it would give me a lot more space in the cupboard, which that's my airport storage cupboard. If I get more space in there, means I can add more. So in theory, I'd kind of think of having this board, well, 2 of these boards to add length, kind of double the width this way, so it'll probably end up touching the wall. And then maybe 1 board on the other side, just to kind of cover, make enough. And really, it's a thought anyway. But that's going to end up this video. It's been a very mixed match video. I hope you've enjoyed it, and hopefully by the next time you'll see some kind of progress on this Oz airport. I can't promise anything quicker. It'll just add a lot of variety to the airport and kind of give me a quick and easy way to do an airport update rather than set up all my other boards. I hope you have a very good day and have a good week. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video. Adios and goodbye.